Jolt Radio.
What's going on, Miami?
Where are we at, Miami?
How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm your girl Mo, and this is On the Record with East Coast Underground. I
Got
got my
Mike over here too. Come on,
yeah,
come
Mike.
on.
You're here too. We got the studio filled. It's exciting. It's been a good week. It's been a good music week, I think, for most people around. I know I've been busy. You've been busy, and we got a special guest in the studio today. Where are all my old schoolers at? People that know Miami music and underground.
Yeah.
I got Mr. Cauldron here.
Hello,
in the
hello.
Studio. Say what's up. How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for having me.
For
We're
sure.
so glad to have you here.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
shout out to Pablo Funk. That's
Yes.
not here with us. He's where's he at?
He's in the Cayman Islands right
in the
now
Cayman
doing
Islands.
a job.
Yeah, putting on sound system. So shout out to UP Funk for bringing Cauldron on board at Jolt Radio. Thanks, John and the crew. And so for those of you guys, I always do like this little segment where I like to introduce my guests, and I go digging and looking for people's stuff. So, no pressure, right? So, for those of you that don't know, Cauldron is a bold Miami DJ and producer whose sound blends underground roots with futuristic energy. He's inspired by legends like Depeche Mode and Ministry, and he crafts sets that tell stories and reflect tensions of today's world. He uses sounds to explore and express contemporary struggles. And I know he got a new EP on the way, and he has a passion for modular synths. And to me, you're the epitome of like underground music in Miami. So it's really great to have you on the show. We're East Coast Underground, and we represent the underground. So let's get to it.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. So, who are you? Who are you as Cauldron as the artist? How would you describe your sound? And tell me a little about yourself.
So I'm a DJ producer here from Miami originally. Modular enthusiast. Grew up at a very young age in Miami, just sneaking into clubs with fake IDs. At a very young age. Ever since junior high, I had good friends that introduced me to bands like Depeche Mode. I was lucky enough to see them for the Violator tour, and with
nice.
bands like Night Reb as supporting artists. So you can imagine that magnitude of a stadium.
Yeah.
When
Super
you're
inspiration.
like 15 years old and you hear Depeche Mode for the Violator album, and with supporting acts like Night Reb, and it's life changing.
Yep. So is
Yes.
that what gave you your journey? That kind of-
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Yeah.
So I was absolutely, instantly hooked with that sound. So right after that, fresh into high school, we started going into the Kitchen Club on South Beach, the original Kitchen Club,
Nice.
Very nice.
and the experiences there were life changing. You just walk in for the first time and you just see a bunch, like punks and weirdos just mosh in the mosh pit. Nothing but strobe lights and sweat and Ministry blasting. I was instantly hooked. So of course you start going into that rabbit hole and start digging for that kind of music. At the time there was no internet. There was no way to find
It's
this music.
pure.
Yeah, unless you go to record shops.
Right.
So we used to go to like YT Records. I don't know if you guys remember Yesterday
Yeah.
and Today
Yep,
Records,
Yesterday
the
and
original
Today.
on Bird Road
On
and
Bird.
Red Road.
Right next to the baseball shop. Yep.
So we used to collect a lot of vinyl stuff that was coming from Europe, also from Wax Tracks from Chicago, and that's how I got exposed to that music. Instantly hooked. Then you go
Nice.
down the rabbit hole digging for other bands. Everybody on the Wax Track label like Ministry, Front 242, Revolting Cogs, My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult.
Oh,
just goes down the list, and you're instantly hooked.
And so did you, from there, how did you transition from being, were you a DJ first? Did you produce? How did you come into electronic music as a whole from that?
Well, first of all, I've always been a club kid. I've always chased the energy of the dance floor. So I would be going into gothic clubs. So, like I said, we would go to the Kitchen Club. Shortly, we caught the tail end of that. Once they started, they closed down. We heard rumors of a place called The Edge. And we would go there early, like maybe around 11. They would play like alternative, like, the Smiths, The Cure. And then towards around 3:30, 4, it was like kind of like a shift change. They would kick everybody out, and then we noticed as soon as you would exit, there was already a line for the for like the after hours. And we're like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't know what a raver was. I was on to this dark gothic music, and that was like kind of like my introduction to techno, house, and breaks.
Very nice.
So little by little, we started coming back later to the edge, and we were introduced to this electronic music. I always thought of techno just kind of like knowing like 303, but like we got introduced to this music, and we dove head into it, and we were exposed to like Josh Wink and the guys from the edge like Sharpie, these the iconic guys that really blew your mind on the dance floor.
Yeah, these kids today can't even imagine.
Yeah,
those
the
times.
energy at the edge was.
It's different.
It was like no
times.
other. It was massive. It was exploding with energy. Everybody used to dress up. It was incredible.
Yep.
I just have to say, I'm lucky enough to experience that point in
Nice.
time.
Yeah, that's a big culture, here in Miami. A lot of people that grew up here, that was their first exposure. I mean, I'm younger than you guys, but we had underground raves also, and we would always go to like these close encounters, like in the middle of the woods, nowhere, and being exposed to that I don't think people to kids to this day in Miami have that. We used to get the flyers and go to these parties and things. So I
Absolutely.
totally understand where you're coming from. But yeah, so I want to get into some music talk. We got a segment now. We call it the label, and I know that you were involved with the label Cultivated Electronics coming out of London, and you had a track on there, Sudor, on the VA compilation from the Dark Volumes 3. It's back in 2019. So how did your tune get picked up for that, and what was your experience like working with a label such as Cultivated Electronics?
Well, I really have to thank Armando from Alpha 606.
Shout out, he's in the
Yeah.
building.
He's
What's
in the
up,
building.
Armando?
Alpha 606 in the house.
World,
I definitely have to thank him. He actually connected us in Phil. I sent Armando the track, and he's like, "Hey, I think this would be a great track for Cultivated," and he sent it out to Phil, and then Phil was
Nice.
like, "Hey, this needs to be
He's
out."
gone, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So if I may ask, what does sudor mean?
it translates to sweat
Ah,
in
Very
Spanish.
nice.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that compilation. Who's on there? Who was his moniker? Who's also on there?
There's Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. Yep.
Maelstrom. I believe Carl Finlow was
Carl
on there.
Finlow. That's
Yep.
when Carl Finlow's moniker was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very great. So I mean, I looked into your interview with Igloo Magazine, and what I really loved what they said about your tune and specifically was that it's the underground club song choice.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, okay.
It's perfect.
So what is it? Yeah, it's perfect. I'm like, oh, well, underground, great. East Coast Underground, just all connects, right? And that was back then. But like, what is the toughest challenge as an artist to get your music, reacted to your audience? Like, how do you connect to your audience as an artist for, them to say like, oh, your tune's underground. Did you create that tune to make it feel underground, or how do you?
Honestly, when I was making that track, I was thinking about a cross between electro and the gothic scene that I've always been into. So if you listen to the tune towards the middle end of it, there's like these sinister pads that come
dark.
in.
Yeah.
It's like this eerie feeling. So I was going for that sound that between a darker electro with like a gothic vibe to it.
Nice.
And I was blown away. Dave Clark actually put it on his White Noise.
Ah, nice.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, on his podcast. I was blown away. So that was definitely a highlight. Yeah.
Nice stuff.
And so, as an underground producer, what advice can you give people that want to push their music out to labels? Like, what worked for you to get your sound out there?
My advice would be get out there, just make real connections off the internet. Just go out there, show your face, and really create a community. That's definitely my one advice to somebody that wants to get out there.
Nice.
And so, what are you doing currently? I know you have an EP also coming out. What's the name? Where is it going? What's the release? Bandcamp? Where can we find it? Are you
We're
gonna play it
curious.
tonight? You know what I'm saying? Well, give us some info on that.
Can't really spill the beans, but yeah, it's definitely geared to the this sound that I have in my head, which is a more dystopian, futuristic, darker, broken, bass heavy sound.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're
And is
looking
it-
forward to hearing it.
Yeah, and was that made through a DAW or any of your modular synths or machine that you have?
Both, but mainly my modular. I've been working heavily into modulars now. That's definitely it's been an inspiration. You know, I get into the machines, I turn them on, and just close my eyes and no screens. Just get into the machines and the sound and the stuff that comes out is just magical. You get lost in the machines.
Yeah, I've seen you on performing for CV Freaks. Shout out to Eden Gray and crew.
Absolutely.
And synth battle and things like that. And it's great that we have that community now growing in South Florida, where people can explore multiple sounds and explore their own creativity. So I think in the modular synth world, I mean that's a whole. I see these people performing and it's incredible.
Synth battle and CV Freaks are doing amazing things for Miami.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Blowing
It's
it up.
good. It's get everybody to come out of their shell and come out
Absolutely.
and play.
Yep.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure. And it just create new vibes and new wave of sound.
Yeah.
Like you said, giving that inspiration to people,
Absolutely.
So, how would you describe your sound now? Is it still that dark? You still in that, like you said, that dystopian kind of like?
Definitely. I visited a festival in Germany. It's an old World War II place that it's called Kraftwerk, right? It's a power station from World War II, and it's they hold a festival called a tonal festival,
Okay.
and it's just I've never experienced bass like that in my life. Every single hair in my body was standing up. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Lovely.
Insane. So yeah, that was definitely another life-changing moment. And every single time I'm working on a song, I close my eyes and I just go back to that point in time, and it's just massive inspiration for me.
Nice.
Also, I was fortunate enough to visit Berghain, which is one of the
Ooh,
legendary
very
clubs
nice.
in Germany.
How was that experience?
I was
Let's
lucky enough to
spill
get
the
in.
beans. Yeah.
I almost didn't get in, but I
What, you
did.
dressed in black because that's
Yep.
pretty much what you got to dress in black. You're in.
I made it in, and it was.
And did they check your socks?
No, but they did put a sticker on my phone, my camera phone.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
no pictures allowed on the dance floor.
All right.
Yeah, I
But
heard
again,
that place is it's just crazy. The
It
music
definitely
and
lives up to the hype
yeah,
and beyond.
awesome.
Nice.
That's dope.
So
That's
that's
good to
another-
have that
another
worldly
inspiration.
experience for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Fact, I definitely, if you get a chance, you definitely have to go out there and experience that.
Definitely.
And Tresor as well, which is in that Kraftwerk venue that I told you where the Atonal Festival takes place. It's down in the basement. The Tresor Club, and that's another legendary venue.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
cool.
The vibe in there is amazing.
And so, what do we expect to hear from you in the next 2 to let's go 5 years? Where do you see yourself as an artist in the next 5 years?
Since I've been into recently, I got into modulars maybe about a little over a year ago, and I've just, I'm completely hooked, and I've rearranged the setup so many times, but I want to get I want to become one with the machine, basically like for the music to just flow out of you, and and I'm really attracted to this improvisational style of producing. So it's just like a one-take thing, not going back into the computer and doing multiple edits, because that's, I do a lot of computer
click,
work
paste,
during the
delete.
day, and it's mind-crushing.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do when I'm working on tracks is look at a screen.
Right.
So I just want to focus on the modular system and just record whatever comes out as a one-take, improvisational.
Nice.
Great.
Hit the record button and let her rip.
Yeah, let it rip.
That's when they
Let
say
the
the
magic
best
come
stuff
out.
come out. Yeah,
Oh,
the best stuff when you're not
absolutely.
thinking about it. And when you press record, it's like, it's like when I'm DJing and I'm like, okay, I got to make this mix. And I'm like, yeah, I got it all. I'm practicing. Right when you press record, you're like,
Exactly.
your brain
I've
takes
lost
you.
myself in these machines. I've looked at the time. I started working at maybe midnight. It's like 7 in the morning. And I'm like,
In
oh
the
my
zone.
God. And I'm like, I didn't press record. But this magic comes out.
Yeah, I think Flo had a sticker once for us a while back. I think she might still have it in her studio where it says press record. because that's a very important
Yeah.
button.
I need to take that advice myself.
Yeah, it's a little sticky note to always press record. So yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for coming out and sharing your experiences and with us. We're really looking forward to hearing the music that you got for us. Seeing what your vibe is. Welcome back to being at Jolt Radio and Miami, and we look forward to keep hearing you and pushing you, and hopefully we'll see you at an underground show. We got a lot of things coming up. Mike Griffin,
Yes,
can you
we
tell me
do.
about that? And if you like to gear up on the music there, and
You got
me
it.
and my
Thank you
guy-
for having me.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
we're looking
Thanks.
forward to
yeah,
hearing what you
definitely.
got.
I'm excited to hear your tunes. So, Mike, tell me, what do we have on the?
Oh, my
Because I
God.
know we've been working very, very hard. Well, Miss Flo has been working very, very hard,
Yes,
and you
Miss-
have putting it together. So what we got? Tell the people.
Yeah, Miss Flo's been working. So-
EastCoastUnderground.com. You can catch us on Bandcamp and
Yep.
all over the board. So what we got, Mike?
So coming up this month and moving forward, we have a sub-label, EQ, which stands for Electronic Quality Music. We got Vivid Stars Forgotten's coming out on that. That's coming up this month. We also got Daniel Lawrence on his debut album, which is coming out, Seven Light Rays. It's very well received right now.
Yeah, it's
what I
getting a
can-
lot of hype on Bandcamp.
a lot of hype on Bandcamp, been getting a lot of plays, a lot of streaming right now. Everybody's really excited about this release. We highly, go and check
Yeah, go
it
check
out.
us out. EQ. Bandcamp.
Out today, our
that's right.
brother in
Beep, beep,
arms
beep,
right
beep,
now,
beep, beep. P-Funk.
Pablo Funk's Pills Republic is out today. You can go to the Bandcamp either on Pablo Funk or EC Underground, and you can get to it. It's free. Name your price, whatever you want to do, or just get it and put it into your playlist, man.
Yes.
It's rocking really good Miami sound. It's got some good sample in it. We're also passionate about bridging the continents through our music. Right now, we have a lot of good artists coming from all over the place, whether it's here, whether it's upstate, in the United States, or it's in Europe, or it's here or there. We're really excited about bridging the gap right now with everything that we've got going on from all the artists that are coming on.
And we got our homie coming
Yep.
from South Florida, Mr. Lanebot.
Yep. Mr. Lanebot is coming out next month in September. As we're moving right on through here, we got Lanebot's release coming out. It's going to be The Only Way Out Is Through. It's a 3-track EP. It's going to have some remixes on it. Matt Savvy's going to have a remix on it. Pablo Funk's got a really badass remix on it. I'm doing a little short one on it. Not too bad, so we'll see how it all hangs out. We're looking forward to that one. Also, we got Low Communication. Low Communication distributed some ambient stuff with us. His stuff is coming out as well on EQ. What else do we got here? I mean, it just goes down the list.
We got music going out to the rest of the year for
Right.
like 4 years to 10 years. We got projects coming out of the projects. We got
Yeah.
puzzles. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Lanebot's doing a remix call. We've got Eden Gray on her
Shout out
last,
Eden Gray. We
yeah,
love you.
Her last CD is really taken off really well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the support, and continue to support Eden Gray's The Forest of the Fangon. It's a really nice release. Also, we've got Jay Lauer from the UK. He's got another one coming out with us in the future, as well as Adria
We just
Acid.
Keep going.
So I'm gonna
Andrea-
talk
oh,
Adria
yeah.
Acid.
Y'all ain't ready.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready.
This is going to take you to another level. It's the most abstractest music that we've ever heard. He's sent us a whole
Where's he
bunch-
from?
Where
He's
is
from
he?
France?
He's from France,
Oh,
yes.
Another Frenchie in the
Another
house.
Frenchie in the house. But,
Yeah.
he's got a really wide abstract spectrum of music, and it's
Cool.
really, really good. Also, we got a new guy from Belgium. What is it? He's on the Constellation album. DJ Track, is that it? Did I screw that one up? I bet I did.
Well,
DJ Track. That's
And,
another one that's
last-
coming up in September.
Yep. We got a lot of releases. Yeah, man,
So-
we're busy.
we're
We're
booked
busy.
to the end.
And for all
So-
you guys in Miami, you can come to our show September 27th at the Boombox.
Yeah, we're
We got a
looking
show with
so
Electro Lab coming
forward to
out.
this.
So
Yeah,
Come
we're
check
really,
us out.
we're really looking forward to this. Get your tickets. Go to Shotgun. Let's get those tickets going. They're going fast. We're going to have Electro Lab here from Arizona. First time in South Florida. We're really proud and happy to have him coming down here to throw down some electro for us in the Miami-based scene. Also, we're going to have another resident that's here, DJ Uprock. He will be there as well. Pablo Funk is going to be doing a live set. We're going to have a new one. Better check this guy out. George Barr will be doing a
Oh, yeah.
live event
You got a
that
little
night
treat going
as
on
well.
for us.
And then we're going to have me and this young lady over here. We're going to be throwing down some back-to-back stuff. You know we're always going to be tearing that shit up in the
We're
beginning,
rocking it, Mike.
middle, and the end.
We're rocking it. Well,
So, yeah, get your tickets at Shotgun. Tickets are going fast. It's at the Boombox. It's going to be September 27th, Saturday night, 10 o'clock till 4. You never know. We might keep it blowing up, depending on how many people are there and you want to keep it rocking. But that's what we want to do.
all right. And now live is Condren on the ones and twos. And let's get it on popping. This is On the Record with East Coast Underground.
Thank you.